The full capabilities of the Rocks Pirates have been announced. 5 members are strong users of all 3 colors of Haki, with 3 of them being Emperors. All 12 crew members are top-tier fighters of the New World. I really don't understand how such a lineup could have lost back then. The only explanation is, they were like loose sand, completely lacking teamwork. Captain Rocks was proficient in all 3 colors of Haki. He was both a master of physical combat and an expert swordsman, and is suspected to have been the previous host of the Dark Fruit. Rocks ruled the seas with absolute power, a man who disdained the title of Pirate King, only aspiring to become the supreme ruler of the world. The formidable nature of Rocks goes without saying, a man who could only be defeated by the legendary kings Garp and Roger. One can only imagine how high the value of his strength was. Kinshishi, Shiki, the third in command of the Rocks Pirates, master of all 3 colors of Haki. He possesses the float fruit, powerful enough to intimidate the Navy. His swordsmanship should not be underestimated. Although Kinshishi was defeated by Luffy 2 years ago in a film, he is set up as a man equal to Roger and Whitebeard, collectively known as the 3 legendary pirates. First mate Whitebeard, master of all 3 colors of Haki. Holder of the Tremor fruit, the most destructive power, Sengoku has claimed it could destroy heaven and earth. After the disbandment of the Rocks Pirates, Whitebeard formed his own crew, continuously attracting powerful members, quickly making a name for himself in the New World as the strongest man in the world, and becoming one of the 4 emperors. Kaidou of the Beasts, master of all 3 colors of Haki. During the God's Valley incident, he had not yet consumed the Azure Dragon fruit, and was only 20 years old. That year, Kaidou stood among many big names still like a mere underling, only beginning his meteoric rise after going solo. From an unnoticed small pirate to the strongest creature ruling the seas. Charlotte Linlin, also a master of all 3 colors of Haki, possessor of the Paramecia type Soul fruit. Despite many fans doubting her strength, Big Mom's status as one of the 4 emperors sufficiently proves her battle power is far from weak, at least in terms of being incredibly tough. Gloriosa, also known as Elder Neon, the former queen of Amazon Lily. In her youth, she was a physical combatant skilled in kicking techniques. Her transcendent skills would sweep enemies before her, unfortunately lacking the enhancement of the sweet fruit. Miss Buckingham Stussy, Whitebeard's favorite woman during his lifetime. She is quite unattractive now, but 38 years ago, she was truly beautiful. As for her strength and abilities, one can look to the current Stussy, as she is a perfect clone created by Vegapunk using technology. Captain John, a dual sword-wielding master swordsman, with sword skills that terrify enemies. After Captain Rocks' death, John established his own pirate crew, but was murdered by his crewmates for hoarding treasures. He was later turned into a zombie by Moria. Silver Axe was also a skilled swordsman like John, turned into a zombie general by Moria. After Rocks' death, Ochoku took over Honeycomb and became its king, until a year ago, when Blackbeard teamed up with Law and Kobe to defeat him. This battle promoted Law to the 7 warlords, made Kobe a naval hero, and gave Blackbeard the territory of Honeycomb. Gourmet Knight Strusen, a user of the Paramecia type Cook fruit, started from scratch with 5-year-old Linlin, joined the Rocks Pirates together, and later co-founded the Big Mom Pirates. Supernova, Bige has remarked that Struisen's strength is unfathomable. His experience and strength make him more suitable for the role of first mate than Katakuri. Kurozumi Higurashi, the previous holder of the Clone fruit, an intelligence member of the Rocks Pirates. He wasn't much help during the God's Valley battle, but he took the opportunity to steal a Yamata Orochi fruit, giving it to Orochi of all people, wasting a divine power. It would have been more profitable to just sell it. Why do some people still think Rocks cannot defeat Roger? Wasn't the battle at God's Valley explained thoroughly enough? Rocks was indeed the real King of Darkness. If it weren't for the battle at God's Valley, the throne of the Pirate King might not have gone to Roger. Roger's strength is undeniable. Even without having eaten a devil fruit, Roger was already a top fighter with all 3 types of Haki, and he could still fight a young Whitebeard even when seriously ill. But let's not forget the reason Roger was able to gain the title of Pirate King was not because Roger was the strongest in the world. The real reason is that Roger landed on Laugh Tale, becoming the first man to find the One Piece. In other words, when Roger landed at God's Valley, he had not yet obtained the title of Pirate King. Next is the nature of the battle at God's Valley. Strictly speaking, the battle at God's Valley was a war over devil fruits. Because Ginny spread the news that the prize at God's Valley was a top-tier devil fruit, it attracted a crowd of the world's top fighters competing for the devil fruits. This included both the Rocks Pirates and the Roger Pirates. But let's not forget, Garp was initially on vacation. The only reason Garp came to God's Valley was to challenge Roger and defeat him. That's why, after Garp showed up, this guy shouting Roger's name was the first to rush out. But he found, besides Roger, there was another extremely vicious king of darkness at God's Valley. Sengoku thus described rocks. He was the first and also the strongest enemy Roger encountered. From Garp shouting Roger's name, it is evident they had fought before, which is why Garp was so focused on Roger. Since Sengoku considers rocks to be Roger's strongest opponent, this means Rock's strength was even above Garp's. What followed was clear. Garp and Roger hit it off right away, deciding to join forces to deal with Rocks first, and then have a one-on-one fight to see who was stronger. Rocks was also a 3 colors Haki user, and also a master swordsman. There are rumors that Rocks was the previous wielder of the dark fruit power. The reason the Rocks pirates were defeated was not that Rocks' strength was insufficient. The real reason was the discord among the crew members. Everyone had their own selfish motives, and simply could not work together as a team. Currently, Rock's bounty has still not been disclosed. Don't rule out that Teacher Oda might suddenly insert it in the storyline later, possibly triggering a new discussion hotspot about combat power. We speculate that Rock's bounty might have already surpassed Roger's, reaching 6 billion. Only this would be fitting for the title of the King of Darkness. Why do the celestial dragons disdain eating devil fruits? It turns out that there exist artifacts in the world that grant eternal life. To the 4 emperors, devil fruits are valuable items. Some pirates have lived most of their lives without ever meeting a power user. Only the celestial dragons treat these things like cheap toys. They are not short of devil fruits, but they do not consume them themselves. Their only use for them is to feed their slaves. Both Hancock and Tesoro were fed devil fruits by them. Strangely, the celestial dragons themselves do not eat them. Is it just because they taste bad? Later, as I revisited the One Piece manga and various movies and special episodes, I discovered the truth. The celestial dragons disdain eating devil fruits because they do not need to rely on the powers of the fruits to become stronger. With the protection of marine admirals and beautiful women to serve them, why would they need to eat devil fruits? It is clearly superfluous. So, the celestial dragons have money and status. All they want is to forever enjoy this treatment, which is immortality. From the appearance of the Ope Ope no Mi, we can understand the goal of the celestial dragons. The world government offered a high price of 5 billion belly to purchase this fruit for the ability of eternal life. But now, there is an even more miraculous item replacing the Ope Ope no Mi. This is pure gold. They even spared no effort to send the top assassin CP0 to seize it. Pure gold can maintain the current state of bodily functions and can cure any disease. This treasure does not need to be ingested like devil fruits. There are no so-called side effects. As long as pure gold is made into an ornament worn on the body, the user will never age. The little girl Olga has one on her hand. Although she appears to be only 8 years old, she has actually lived for over 200 years. Because she has pure gold, her body has stopped growing. Whether it is age, height, or appearance, all will remain the same from the moment pure gold is worn. It indeed looks like a treasure, but unfortunately, it is difficult for the celestial dragons to obtain such an item. Pure gold is all stored in the lantern on the head of this giant sea creature. Whether CP0 has the capability to obtain pure gold remains to be seen.